Hello, I'm Stephanie from Radio Maria England. It's lovely to have you with us. Paul, obviously the director and co-writer of Testament. We got Ivan, you play Saul of Tarsus, and Charlie, you play Stephen. Now, it was wonderful to be there at the premiere. Outstanding acting, directing, and script writing. I'd love to know, what was the filmmaking process for you? What was it like to film?
Uh, uh, Long, tiring, wonderful. A lot. To be honest, I think probably everyone has a very different experience. Um, so Evan, who plays Saul, he came in. He was in on day one. So I think to be fair, you started day one and you finished like week. What was it, week 14, 15? Like it was quite near the end, to be fair. You spread out throughout the whole thing, and Charlie, you started day 24 or something like that. So you had a little time, but then you were on every single day after that. So, yeah, I think for everyone it was probably different. For me, it was yeah, rather exciting and trying to capture what we've written on screen. It had a bit of a bit of wonder and miraculous moments to it. Yeah, I think to be fair, if you ask anyone about the film process, it's a very dual answer. Loved it, hated it, would do it again. It's unhealthy, but it's great.
Oh, that's brilliant. But I really feel it kind of echoes Testament, the series, obviously season one. I feel there's going to be some real transformative moments, real pivotal moments, especially for your characters, Charlie and Evan. Can you maybe tell me a little bit more of what we've got to see? I've obviously seen episode one and two, but I feel that there's some quite amazing moments coming up.
Yeah, I'd love to touch on kind of pivotal moments of Stephen. Kind of, it's through his eyes we're learning about the 12 apostles, and he has some pretty pivotal moments as he's starting to learn about this faith and this religion, in a really fun way. And you see this guy grow and learn, and he learns the rules about what it's like being part of this community and what we can do, what we don't do. So he makes some mistakes, but yeah, you see him learn these lessons, and then towards the end of the season, you see him kind of championing, his actions and what he can do. He becomes a real master as he becomes a deacon later on in the show. So yeah, he gets very good at what he does.
Yeah, and he starts off with this really beautiful heart. So it's lovely to see that he's kind of strengthened on this journey with the rest of the apostles.
Oh
And
yeah,
yes, and
I
you
think
play.
one of my favorite moments for Stephen's character in regards to what you're saying, Charlie, is how he when obviously there's somebody in prison and he kind of like tries to storm the temple and be like, "Oh, let me in!" And I think Andrew and Mary are like, "No, we don't do this." Like, well, what are we meant to do?
yeah,
We pray. It's like, sorry, what?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
surely we're gonna do something a bit more active than that. But they're like,
yeah,
no, we're just going to wait and pray. And it is baffling. It doesn't
100%.
make any sense, but yeah.
Yeah,
No, I love that moment as well because it shows his heart and his like, I want to go and do this. And I think in a way
yeah,
we can all relate to the characters within Testament as well. We can recognize ourselves in them. And I can recognize myself in Stephen, but also in Evan, that sort of real studying of the scriptures and really trying to understand what's going on. Can you tell me a little bit more of what's coming up for Saul of Tarsus?
Yeah, I think what's cool about this series, series one, is that it's kind of Saul's backstory actually. So there's a lot of imagination from the writers and creators of this show. And what's lovely about that is on that level of that very personal level, you get to see the relationship between him and his sister, how he related to his parents, and what that could have been, and why maybe his faith is the way it is, based on what's been passed down to him, as well as this relationship between him and Gamaliel, his master, and someone he's learned under. And I think that's something that is really interesting because that's his kind of inspiration, someone he really looks up to, and yet he still has his own personal things that he can't let go of and stuff that he really holds true to. So that's a really interesting dynamic to kind of view through the first series, as well as his kind of battle between Minister Ananias, who yeah, they have a bit of a tussle. I'll just say that. And then how it develops between myself and Charlie's character through the latter part of the series is really, really interesting.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that development. I think a lot of us kind of can foresee what might be about to happen. But I would love to know of your experience of filming, have there been any moments where you've all really sort of thought, actually, this has really spoken to me on my journey as an actor or as your journey as a human? Have there been a moment in the filming where you thought, yeah, this really speaks? It can be a line or a scripture.
Could I maybe talk about before I started filming? Is that okay?
Yeah.
There was I went to my friend, my best friend, and I said, "Would you mind if you took me to your church?" And he said, "Absolutely, come on, I'll come on down." And I was reading it. I'd got the role, and I was digesting it, and not learning my lines, but just getting to grips with the series. And I was meeting all of his community at the church, and I really wanted to go. And the sermon that they gave was 60% of the speech in that Stephen has later on in the show. And I was blown away. He talks about our bodies being temples and that temples are no longer locked to a spot. And it was just an unbelievable moment for me. And I just felt so right. And the preparation that I was doing felt right. And I thought this is going to be good from that moment. And I hadn't even stepped on set yet. So
Um,
for me, it was that. Yeah.
That's a wonderful testimony in a way that how that really spoke to you and kind of prepared you for the role because there is a lot of preparation that we have to do as actors, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
reading and sort of creating the character. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about your script writing, Paul. You and Kenneth and Faith, how you've kind of scripted it together to create these really solid characters. So has there been any moments for you where you've really sort of that part the script has spoken to you in a way, Evan?
Yeah, for me, there's a moment, I won't say too much, but there's a moment where there's a small rift between him and Gamaliel. And actually, for me, the lengths that he's willing to go to actually stand for what he believes in and kind of rise above the structures that the world has for him. So I think, he wants to do his duty and kind of, be that respectful minister. But at the same time, in this moment, what he has to follow is his heart and what he truly believes in, which kind of supersedes any of that. And so for me, I think as a person, as an actor, as a character, it's a moment where you have to rise up and choose something, and that is what he then leads with for the rest of the story, even going past the first series. That actually kind of creates this character that he becomes, something that he just can't let go of. And I think those things about what you're really passionate about and what you feel your purpose is in this world really spoke to me because when you touch into that, there's nothing that can really shift that or stop that for you. And so, yeah, I found that really, really special to kind of understand for myself whether, I related to Saul specifically with that. I think the passion and that kind of following through really did speak to me.
And you really see that, don't you? You really see the passion of a lot of the characters coming through. I mean, I've only seen that in episode 1 and 2, so I'm looking forward to seeing that development with Saul as well. And Paul, when you've been creating this, has there been anything in particular that has really kind of given you a lot of strength in those moments when, because we all know that creating a project can be quite challenging, and there's moments where we feel weak. What kind of strengths have you drawn on?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's three different processes for me, which has been the writing process, the filming process, and the post-production process. Um, I think that there was a huge joy and freedom in the writing, being able to do that with Faith and Kenneth. We even for one of the episodes we went away. We knew that there was one episode that we had to really just soak in prayer and soak in some time and just so we went to Spain to our friends at Kenneth's house, and it was just one of the most cathartic moments writing this script together. We wept together, we rejoiced together. Like it was truly quite remarkable and quite special, and it I mean thankfully it comes off the page that way too, which is it's quite special. The filming, yeah, I honestly have no idea. It's only by the grace of God that I think I managed to get through that. It's different when you're working on a kind of an independent production. There's a lot. there's a lot of gaps that you just have to fill, and thankfully, people just tied up their boots and got in and down with jobs that really weren't theirs, and helped move the production along. So I mean, truly grateful for everyone who did that. And then in the post, yeah, it's just been. Yeah, it's been long, it's been arduous, it's been wonderful putting especially these two guys them on screen and editing these performances that they gave so much for. So Faith and I have been working on the edit for months now. So it's very nice to have it out and people to start to see it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing the rest of it as well. And what are you all hoping that audiences really take away with them after coming to see The Testament, especially season 1? And this can be for anyone, Charlie, Evan, Paul, whoever would like to take the question.
I think that people are going to be seeing these stories in this way with so much heart and subtext in a way that they won't have got from reading it. And I think it will give people such a good idea of the background of these characters. It's going to be so fresh, with our new dystopian world. It's going to be eye-opening for loads of people. And seeing the foundation of this group, rise and get stronger is going to be really, really infectious.
Yeah, it is infectious, and you see the fire, don't you? You see the Holy Spirit fire there as well, moving amongst the team, but also coming through the screen as well. And if you, Evan, what do you hope that people will take away?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think a lot of the time, in any story, we kind of see the good guys and the bad guys. And I think what is beautiful about this piece is seeing the humanity in both of those sides and kind of empathizing and trying to understand both. And so actually, I think that's something that I really want people to take away is understanding humans are so complex, and sometimes we go through phases, and sometimes we have to play our parts in different sides of things. But actually, there's a real complexity and a real balance between this storytelling, not trying to just be like this is that and this is that and that's what you should believe. I think actually to allow people to discover those parts of themselves, maybe heal those parts of themselves, forgive themselves for certain things, but also be inspired to follow through with who they want to be and become.
Oh, 100%, Evan, yes. And Paul, is there anything else you'd like to say on that?
No, I think, to be honest, I think you said it at the beginning. You said that you found you could see yourself in Stephen, you could see yourself in Saul, and that for some audiences, the kind of historical context of tunics and sandals turns people off from being able to have that relatability, and that's really why this show exists, is to try and help that connection, so we can see what the early church might have looked like if it was now, and how we might be in those situations. Like I think I was challenged myself with I was thinking about some of the things that Peter does in our show which is in the Book of Acts, and actually thinking, yeah, do you know, if I saw what he saw, would I have the boldness to do what he did, and have the faith to actually reach out his hand in the way that Peter did? And I'm like, I should, because it's the same God, it's the same story, it's the same, it's the same. But I'm like, oh my goodness! It's even after making the show, I still was, confronted with that thought of going, oh yeah, So that's the hope. They're relating to these characters, yeah.
That's a brilliant hope as well. And I think if I could sum up Testament in one word, it'd be very hard, but I definitely would say boldness. What would you sum it up as, Paul? One word.
Oh, me. One word.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the word I've always said, which is fire.
Fire. Wonderful. Evan, one word to sum up Testament.
Heart.
Heart, yes. Charlie.
I'm going to say hope.
Hope. Oh, wonderful. Well, it's been brilliant to speak with you all, and many blessings to you and the team. And we look forward to seeing more of Testament season 1 and possibly season 2 as well. So God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you steal his body from the tomb?
Why do you keep asking about the body?
Did you take it? They claim he is risen.
Jesus is alive.
He's dead. I saw him.
Wasn't he killed?
Crucified.
Let me explain.
Thus
sound.
We were all there at his trial. We all shouted, "Crucify him to the Imperium!"
Stephen, you're too smart for this.
I just know it's true. It's something old, and yet something new.
Blasphemy, insurgency, inciting revolution. We must do something.
Saul of Tarsus.
You believe them.
This has nothing to do with our faith.
It has everything to do with it!
I'm Ananias. This is my wife, Sapphira.
I'm never gonna deny him again.
We're on two different sides of a war that's brewing. And pretty soon, I'm gonna have to start aiming at you.
This minister. This is what happens next.